What's up, gamers? So we're back with another Multiversus patch videos, and it kind of seems like whenever we get a patch update, it'll be on Thursday. I don't think we'll get an update every week. I mean, we'll probably get an update for the next few weeks because they're constantly working on things. But I think once they get things the way they want them, I don't think we'll get an update every week. But this is the week after the first week patch notes, and we do have an update. We have the 1.02 update. So let's just hop right into it. Hello MVPs, thanks for continued feedback on Discord, Reddit. I think it's kind of like the same message, them letting people know that if they have any discrepancies with the game, to let them know on Discord, Reddit, and on other social channels, basically like X. They're very active on their Twitter. They're very active on their Twitter. I see them responding to a lot of things on Twitter. Our top priority for this patch is integrating additional fixes for Xbox performance, which I think is really good. I play on Xbox, and before I was still getting disconnected from a lot of matches. Gonna play. Hopefully I don't get disconnected from much. I know on Xbox I couldn't even play on the Dexter's Laboratory stage. Like in twos, if that stage booted up, I would just automatically get disconnected in twos. In addition to performance changes, we've made several balance updates to many character abilities, perks, and more. Okay, general changes. All characters now incur a 15 frame repeat move lockout on their ground side attack combo. This will prevent individual fighters from alternating ground side attack and dodge to lock enemies in hit stun for extended periods of time. Ooh, now that is an interesting one. Because I think what this means is characters won't be able to go jab dodge into jab. I've seen it a lot with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman will kind of go jab dash through you into jab dash through you into jab. I've seen it a lot with Joker. Joker would just kind of go like jab dash, jab dash, and then like just kind of like carry you all the way across the stage, like getting big damage. I've seen that with Joker. I've seen it with Stripe. Just the characters that have really long jabs and really good jabs. I've seen it with them. I've seen it with Finn a little bit. So I guess this is kind of to stop like those extended jab combos, kind of forcing people to like immediately go to that alternate route. Because what usually happens is, like in Joker's case, he will like go jab dash and like carry you to the edge of the stage, and once you're at the edge of the stage, he'll kind of like go jab into like dash crowbar up. So I guess it's kind of like just forces him, instead of getting those jab extensions, to just go jab into crowbar immediately. I guess it's just kind of like forcing characters to get to that ender instead of having those jab extensions to like push out that little bit of damage. I've seen some pretty crazy stuff with the jab dashes. Like I've seen some infinites and some other things. So I think that's good, and I think that the fact that it's a general thing, so you don't feel like certain characters are getting nerfed and certain other characters aren't. I think the fact that it's a general change to all characters is really good. Camera minimum distance in 1v1s has been increased. Okay, so pulling the camera out a little bit in 1v1s. All available profile icons, banners, badges, ringouts, and announcer packs will appear in the account cosmetics section of the Fighters tab. Previously, only some unowned cosmetics were shown. Okay. General bug fixes. Addressed more issues impacting performance on Xbox. Understandable. Fixed two issues causing matches to desync. Okay, fixed an issue where parrying an attack would not always put the victim into parry stun. Luckily, that has not happened to me. I think I would be pretty tight if I timed a parry and I got the parry and the game said parry and I just kind of got blown up for parry. I would be very tight. So unfortunately, that hasn't happened to me, but it seems they fixed it. Perks Airwalker. So if you don't know, Airwalker is the new triple jump. In the beta, you have the triple jump perk, which will basically just kind of like give you 3 jumps like automatically. They changed that into Airwalker, which would basically spawn a platform up under you whenever you dodged in the sky. So let's see, now limited to 1 use per airtime. Okay, understandable. I've seen some pretty crazy like ladder combos with it. I've seen like Arya do like jab up special into platform to jab up special to platform to jab up special to up air, like kill off the top of the screen. So that's understandable. Fixed an issue where attempting to spawn a platform would not consume an air evade. Okay. And fixed the issue where LeBron could not spawn a platform when he did not have a basketball. Okay. That's understandable. The Airwalker, I was seeing some pretty nasty stuff with the Airwalker. Outside of the Airwalker, I think the perks right now are pretty good. I think they all seem pretty balanced. Obviously, there are some perks that you would kind of want more than the regular ones. The fire extra burn damage perk is a really good one. With how grounded the game is, there are certain characters where the electricity perk, which basically like gives you electricity damage if your character is on the ground for a certain amount of time. That one's really good because there are some characters that have really good like grounded options. Like I think it's really good on Garnet. I also think it's really good on Jason. Characters like that. I know a lot of people use the dash attacks break armor. That one's really good. A lot of people use the once an opponent is over 100, they start the game. No, once you're over 100, you can give your opponent's stats a weaken. That one's really good for like people who know how to survive in like DI. So there are certain perks that are better than others, but they don't seem too overbearing and too overpowered. But Airwalker was one that was really, really noticeable. Let's see. Characters. All right, so we're getting into the characters. Banana Guard. Side special, active hitbox window reduced 2 frames. Completely understandable. That move lingered way too long. His side special. Banana guards would just kind of like charge the edge of the stage and hold it, and you'd get tapped and get destroyed. So understandable. It's not as active as it used to be. I think that's a pretty good nerf. Black Adam. Ground side attack 1 and ground side attack 2, which is both of his jabs. So jab 1 and jab 2. Jump branch window delayed 6 frames, and for ground attack 2, jump branch window delayed for 8 frames. So I think this means he's forced to jump later, like he can't jump as early as he used to out of jab 1 and jab 2, which is understandable because if you didn't know, Black Adam actually had an infinite out of his jab where he can go jab 1, jab 2, jump into down air, and then rinse and repeat the jab 1, jab 2 into down air. So he had a pretty crazy like chain and infinite if you could get the turnaround, so you could literally like jab 1, jab 2, instant jump down there and carry someone across the stage, and then instant jump down there the opposite direction and carry them back across the stage. Yeah, Black Adam had a pretty crazy infinite. Let's see. Bugs Bunny. Ground down special, which I believe is him diving inside the hole, fixed an issue where bugs could cancel hit stun by jumping in certain conditions. I'm not too sure what that one is, but I think it's there were certain instances where like bugs could throw out an attack above his hole and immediately press down special while being above the hole, and it would cancel the end lag of the attack and it would send bugs into the hole like immediately. I think that's what that might be. That's a very weird one. Garnet. Air ground side special while on cooldown. This is the shoulder tackle. Knockback angle made more vertical. Oh, I have to test that. I have to get in the lab and test that because that's a weird one. Because it could be good and it could also be bad because it already sends vertical. It only sends like upwards, like to the corner when your opponent's like DI in. So maybe this is to help those opponents who don't know how to DI and stop them from getting comboed to death. If it sends vertical, even because it already sends at like a very low vertical angle. Ooh, yeah, I have to test that one. I'm not sure if that one's a buff or a nerf. That one all kind of depends, because if it sends at a higher vertical angle, it would definitely make comboing with it easier, because the downside to comboing with it is that like it's sent at a low vertical angle, so when you knocked opponents off stage with it like at lower percentages, you couldn't like really get combos because they were not like lower and further away from you. But if it knocks them up higher and more vertical, it'll probably make our combos a little bit more consistent, but it will also make holding in at those lower percentages, it'll kind of like stop you from dying so early. GIZMO. GIZMO's maneuverability and size make him incredibly difficult to pin down. Understandable. His movement combined with his incredible strong zoning game make it nearly impossible for some characters to ever get the edge against him. These changes should help bring GIZMO's evasiveness more in line with the cast, so it's easier for other characters to get up close. Sounds like GIZMO nerfs, which is understandable. I think GIZMO is incredibly overtuned. Ground side attack 2, so it's his jab 2, dodge branch window delayed 10 frames. So that means he takes 10 more frames to dodge out of jab 2. So that means you won't be spamming jab 2 as much. And prevents terrain bounce on knockback. Wow. That one's a pretty big one, because if you didn't know, because you can't tech in this game. So if something makes you bounce off the game, bounce off the game. Bounce off the ground. That's basically a true follow-up, because once you bounce, you have to go through that hit stun bounce state before you can do anything. So like his jab 2 making you ground bounce, so him being able to like go 1-2 make you ground bounce and then like dodge cancel out of jab into another move or a certain move is just like really good, because you can't take ground bounces in this game. Air and ground neutral attack, which I believe is the arrow. On whiff, branch window delayed 8 frames. Okay, so arrow having more in lag. On whiff, okay. I think that's a 1v1. That's definitely a 1v1, because I feel like in 2s, like you just kind of like shoot the arrow out, you'll hit somebody. It's 2s. You have 2 random targets, and you're usually shooting it at your teammate when he's like getting smothered, or when you and your teammate are in advantage. So I think that's a 1v1 kind of nerf. Cooldown is no longer refunded on successful fire arrow hit. The flim flam? I didn't know that. So like before, if GIZMO hit a fire arrow, it just wouldn't cost an arrow. That's actually pretty crazy. Okay, I did not know that. That's definitely a needed nerf. Ground side special, which I believe is the car. Yeah, it's the car. Car HP reduced from 8 to 10. Okay, that's good to know. Get your character percentages up, because if your character has a move that does exactly 8%, you get to get rid of GIZMO's car. As we both know, GIZMO's car is like a really strong like projectile now. Like GIZMO's car actually does things. His projectiles actually do things now. I feel like before in the beta they were just kind of like there and didn't really do anything, but you can actually get destroyed by GIZMO's car. Car explosion hitbox reduced 25%. Understandable, that hitbox explosion was huge. Car maximal overheat duration reduced to 1.25 seconds from 2 seconds. Okay. And cooldown increased to 18 seconds from 15 seconds. Okay, understandable. Car nerfs. Aerial side special, which I believe this is the umbrella, now always transitions to umbrella float if attack whiffs. Now that's really good. Because in certain situations, like a lot of GIZMOs, like the side special out of like hit stun, like say you're hitting them and you're like putting on the pressure, where in the area where a lot of characters will like dodge out of hit stun to like dodge through you to get back in advantage and out of disadvantage. GIZMOs with mass side special, because you can mass side special, it's a big active hitbox, and right before it ends and you can get punished by it, you could dodge out of it. But now it seems like you have to like wait for the animation to go through for him to float. I'm pretty sure a lot of people haven't even seen GIZMO float, because GIZMOs usually cancel it before they float. Now they're forced to float, which will give you a chance to punish it now. Let's see, Harley Quinn. Okay, Harley's slide and up attack were granting her very easy combos for little risk. These changes should keep her combo game intact while making slide and up attack feel less likely like do everything buttons, which those buttons did feel like, fighting against those buttons, they really felt like do everything buttons. Like you would get slid into her jab, which would lead into an up attack, which would lead into her juggling. It really sucked. Ground up attack. Base knockback increased to 1800 from 1663. Okay, so it knocks you higher. I wonder if it'll make it a kill move at lower percentages, to basically switch up for its combo ability. Like maybe at lower percentages you don't get those crazy juggle combos, but at higher percentages you can use it as a legit kill move. So you can kind of like go slide into kill, up attack to get the kill. On hit, branch window delayed 10 frames. So that means now you have 10 frames of delay before canceling out of the up hit into your next move. Okay, so basically slowing down ground up attack. Ground down attack, which is the slide. Startup window before charge increased to 4 frames. Okay, so it has 4 frames of startup now. Startup window after charge increased by 2 frames. Okay, so that's technically combined together, that's an extra 6 frames of startup to that move. Okay, slide combos into slide combos into follow-ups faster, but the hit stun reduced significantly to compensate. So it has less hit stun, but slide goes into follow-ups faster. So I wonder if that'll change going into sliding and jab. Like maybe it seems like they might be kind of forcing it to go into the second kick, because if you didn't know, like Harley's slide is kind of like a slide into another kick. So maybe they're just kind of forcing you to like use the slide into the kick instead of using the slide as a get in option into jab. Very interested in that one also. Maximum movement from charge reduced 15%. That's a very, very good one because it basically means she's slower while charging. Basically that slide being, because the slide is punishable. It's not safe at all. It's just how fast it is and how good of a burst option it is. But with it being slower makes it basically like not as good of a burst option. Leg hurt box size increased slightly. So that makes it easier to hit her while she's sliding also, because if you didn't know, when she slid, she was really, really low to the ground, and it kind of felt like her leg stuck out further than her hurt box did. So you would like kind of throw out a move to hit her leg, and you would just get hit by her leg while she's sliding, and you wouldn't even like collide or hit her. So that's good. I think those are pretty good changes. I still think she might need a nerf. It's just her hitboxes are wild, man. Like some of her hitboxes don't make any sense whatsoever. But I'll have to see after these two changes. Iron Giant. Iron Giant play was dominated by his easy to input infinites. I'm pretty sure everyone's seen it. In a few early kill setups, we're hoping that removing his most egregious setups will make him feel more like the rest of the cast, and we feel good about letting players play with him again. Okay, so Iron Giant coming back. Passive. Rage. That's a lot of nerfs. Rage meter gain from allied damage taken reduced to 60%. Of damage taken from 80%. Alright, so getting rage slower. Rage meter gain from allied ring out reduced to 30% of total meter from 35%. Alright, gaining rage less. Defensive burst cooldown increased to 29 seconds from 25 seconds. Okay, so he'll be bursting less. Man, that's really, really going to suck, because that means since he'll be bursting less, that means he'll be getting comboed more. But he'll be bursting less. Defensive burst knockback made more horizontal. Okay, so not as vertical, but more horizontal, so it seems like it knocks you up. Defensive burst knockback reduced. So I wonder if defensive burst was kind of like killing people when they were like in advantage, like you kind of be comboing him at a higher percentage, and you're like, this is it, this is my chance to get my percentage in, and he was just kind of bursting, you would die. Or maybe he was just comboing off of burst, like maybe he would burst in the middle of combo, in the middle of your combo, and since he bursted, he would be able to combo you. Let's see, ground down attack, knockback angle made more horizontal, incorrectly listed on previous patch. Understand, because I think on the previous patch it said it was made more vertical, so more horizontal, not further out. Ground side special. Fighters are now immediately released when Iron Giant performs an emote that stops the grab infinite. Fighters are now immediately released when Iron Giant leaves the ground. Understandable. I've seen some videos where like people would grab somebody with Iron Giant and they would get hit, and you would just fly with Iron, like fly with your opponent while holding them as your Iron Giant. Grab release knockback angle made more horizontal. Understandable, because I've also seen a lot of people getting like grabs and then they hold them, wait for the release, and then they hit them with the neutral air. Grab release hit stun reduced. Understandable. Startup window also increased for the grab, so that means you won't be grabbing people as easy. But on the upside, you now have armor applied earlier for the grab, so that means if you can read a move coming in, you can get those grabs that you've always wanted. Might not get the infinites that you used to get, but you can still get those grabs. I'm pretty sure grabs might like still lead to something, just maybe not like infinites or kills. Rage mode ground down attack now incurs a repeat move lockout to prevent infinitely trapping enemies. Understandable. Rage mode air and ground up attack cooldown increased to 1.5 seconds from 0.75 seconds. That's a whole like 75.5 second increase. They basically doubled the cooldown on that. Wow. Rage mode neutral special fixed an issue where Iron Giant was performing his non-rage mode's neutral special while in rage mode. Okay. Jason. I'm expecting to see some Jason buffs like really soon. Ground dash attack now blocks projectiles. That's understandable. I do think he needs a little bit more. I'm not sure if I want to say Downer needs faster startup, because his moves have really, really big hitboxes. They just kind of like get beat out by faster moves. So I'm not saying if I think neutral air. I think neutral air would be a good one. Making neutral air faster would be a lot better. It would kind of give him a combo breaker, and then also like a combo starter if they made it faster. I think that one would be good. I think they should probably buff his neutral air. Morty. Air ground neutral attack. Fixed an issue where firing a grenade lock on projectile would trigger Morty snakes. Understandable. I've been playing a lot of Morty recently. I hate when that happens. Ground side attack. Fixed an issue where Morty could not jump or dodge during his side attack combo. Now that was interesting because I chalked it up to the fact that maybe Morty was just one of those characters that could not jump out of his jab. If you don't know, ground side attacks are jabs. So I figured Morty just couldn't jump out of his jab. That's kind of how I figured, because Morty has a unique jab. Like you can go jab 1, 2, and then press special and get like a different ender versus the hammer. So I thought that was just kind of like a Morty thing. I just thought he couldn't jump out of his jab, but apparently he's supposed to be able to, and now you can. Rain Doll. Ground side attack 1, which is jab 1. Jump branch window delayed 6 frames. Understandable. I've seen some things where I've seen some rain dolls go like jab 1 into down air into other setups. Shaggy. We have reverted the Shaggy air neutral attack so that it can be canceled early on hit, but it did not get into this patch. Sad boys. This change will be coming in a patch in the very near future. But ground side attack 2, which is jab 2. Jump branch window delayed 11 frames. Ooh, the Shaggies are sick. Because I've seen some crazy things where like Shaggy will do like jab 1, 2, because ground side attack is jab 2. Jab 1, 2, jump down air, jab 1, 2, jump down air, jab 1, 2, jump down air. I've seen like jab 1, 2 into neutral air. I've seen like jab 1, 2 into knee, which is his forward air, but I don't think that's true because knee has like a lot of startup. But the main one I've seen is like jab 1, 2 into down air, and then you just kind of like rinse and repeat that. Air / ground neutral special fits the issue where Shaggy would float away while charging rage under certain conditions. I've also seen that. I think it's kind of like if you dash and then immediately turn around and then start charging his rage mode, he would just kind of like slide away. So I've seen that. Superman. Ground side attack 3. I think this is the rapid jabs. Removed ability to jump or dodge during rapid jab attack. Completely understandable. I don't think Superman should be able to dodge out of his rapid jabs. I think once he does that, that should be like a full commitment. Shouldn't be mashing it out and being able to dodge out of that. Taz. I just got done playing Taz too. Air down attack. Hitbox size increase. I really could have used this buff when I was playing him. I realized it when I was playing him because the Taz guide is coming out next. His down air was extremely small. Really could have used this hitbox size increase when I was playing him. Now incurs a repeat move lockout to prevent infinitely trapping enemies. That's also understandable because once it was really small, but once you hit Taz's down air, you just kind of like rinse and repeat it over and over. The Joker. We are aware of the Joker's strength and are assessing ways to bring him more in line with the current cast of fighters. These balance changes will be introduced in an upcoming patch. Well, at least they know Joker's strong. I'm very sure they don't want to do anything to Joker now because he's still like the new character. We probably won't see him touch his to Joker until like Agent Smith comes out, and then Agent Smith is kind of like the new character. But at least they know he's strong because I really think Joker is really crazy. Like right now on my list of like characters who definitely like need to be tweaked down, one is Joker, because Joker does everything that he does in 1s and 2s. Like he just like can still do it. It doesn't matter whether you have a teammate to save you or not. Another one will be Harley, because Harley's the same. Everything she does in 1s, she does in 2s. It doesn't matter if you have a partner or not. Another one is GIZMO, because everything that GIZMO does in 1s, he does it even better in 2s because he has a partner. But they've nerfed GIZMO, so GIZMO might not be up there anymore. And another one is Wonder Woman, because everything Wonder Woman does in 1s, she also does in 2s, and she just does it even better. So those are kind of like my top 3 right now: Joker, Harley, and Wonder Woman. I do think those characters need to be brought down a little. Let's see. What they did for Joker is air side special on whiff, wrench window delayed 5 frames. Okay, so basically like adding some more whiff time to Joker's air crowbar, which is understandable. That's a very good get in move. Like a lot of times, like in neutral, Jokers would just kind of like jump and side special at you, and if it missed, they would just kind of like dodge away because Joker's dodge is crazy. Tom and Jerry, ground side attack 2 and ground side attack 3, which is basically their jab 2 and 3. Hit stun reduced slightly. Definitely understandable. I think this is to stop the setups of like jab 1-2 into their up tilt, which is a very good up tilt now since it connects. Up tilt leads to like up tilt up air, up tilt neutral air, up tilt down air. I've seen some crazy up tilt confirms from Tom and Jerry, so this is understandable. So now you'll probably have to do like jab 1 into like up tilt, especially considering how long like Tom and Jerry's jab is. You just kind of like throw it out to see if it hits. So I think that's understandable. Velma. We are aware of some early field issues with Velma following the initial launch. These are the start of some planned adjustments we have for her, and we will have more for her in the coming weeks. Understandable. I've seen tons of videos about how Velma might be the worst character in the game, and I think it's crazy because I think Marvin the Martian is the worst character in the game, and I don't see how Velma could be worse than him. But a lot of people have said Velma's the worst character in the game, and I think they're probably like running from the hype of how she was in the beta, because in the beginning of the beta, Velma was really good. The characters then a lot of players kind of understood that like once Velma was on the team, you just kind of like smother her because her recovery wasn't that good and you don't give her a chance to set up. But like beginning of the beta, Velma was crazy. So I think people are just used to Velma being like really strong from the beta, and she definitely doesn't seem as strong as she used to be. I've only fought like 3, I think. But maybe these buffs will like bring her more into the spotlight. Ground side attack, more reliably combo from attack 1, from attack 2 to attack 3. Understandable. There's a lot of time. I do remember the Velmas I did fight just kind of like hold away and mash dodge, and you can get out of her jab combo. Kind of made her jab combo very useless in my opinion. Air slash ground neutral attack. Hitbox now better cover Velma's arm and head. Remove automatic targeting on ally. Neutral attack. Are those the word bubbles? No, because it says it covers Velma's arm and head. What is her neutral attack? Man, what is Velma's attacks, man? I've never played, I didn't even play Velma in the beta, so I'm not really too sure. What is Velma's neutral attack? Is that the flashlight? No, I think that's her side attack. Man, what is Velma's neutral attack? Anybody in the comments, please let me know. I'll probably go into training mode and see what it is, because I'm really trying to figure out what's Velma's neutral attack. Air up attack, which is the light bulb. Increased movement control. Okay, so she might be able to move more while charging the light bulb. Air down attack, increased movement control. Understandable. Air ground down special. Cooldown reduced to 80 from 120. I think the down special is when she puts the ice on the ground. I think that's the down special. If I remember correctly, she would put ice on the ground. Air side special, increased movement control. I think that's when she like opens the book and like flashes or like boosts herself in like a certain direction. Okay, Velma buffs. I'm cool with that. I haven't seen too many Velmas. If I start to see more of them, I'm gonna be really upset. She was never one of the characters I like fighting in the beta. We are aware of Wonder Woman's strength and are assessing ways to bring her more in line with the current cast of fighters. These balance changes will be introduced in the upcoming patch. As for now, she is getting a change to her passive. Bracer meter now resets when Wonder Woman is rung out. Definitely need more than that, but I will take that because her bracer passive is very crazy. The fact that it did not go away when she got KO'd, which I think is really weird because that was one of their like selling points on Wonder Woman when they were like releasing a game. It was like, hey, Wonder Woman's passive doesn't reset when she gets KO'd. That's a big thing. And I guess they kind of realized that it's a little bit too strong. I think they probably should have kept it the way it was, like where it didn't reset and just kind of like really hit the damage on I don't even know what to call it. I just call it like her full body explosion. It's the full body explosion move where like her entire body gets armor and a bubble comes up and she explodes and then you just kind of like explode. A lot of Wonder Womans do it near the edge of the stage because you can't really do, a lot of characters can't really do anything about it, and then the angle that it knocks is like downwards into the corner. So like if you get hit with about at like 20 on the edge of the stage while you're like hugging the wall, you probably like got KO'd. It was a really strong move. But it seems like they changed it back. All right, so that's the patch. Some Velma buffs. Hopefully the Velma players, we start seeing the Velma players. I'm always down to see more players. I really want Marvin buffs too, because I think I'm gonna play Marvin next after I play Morty. And I've been trying him in training mode. That character's ridiculously hard to play. GIZMO nerfs, which is understandable. I think GIZMO was absolutely ridiculous. Iron Giant. that back on the charts for those people who maining Iron Giant. For those who mained Iron Giant because of the infinite cheese, I'm sorry. You probably shouldn't main characters because they have infinites. But if you main them because you really like Iron Giant, he's back and able for you to play. The Harley changes, I gotta see those. I definitely think she needs more. I also think Wonder Woman needs more. I have to play around with the Garnet changes. And Black Adam is understandable. The Infinite and Banana Guard is understandable also. So that's the patch. That is the patch. Gonna go into journey mode and try out some of these jabs. And see what the changes are. And gamers, that'll do it for the second patch notes for Multiversus. If they helped out or if you had any questions, let me know down in the comments. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I will catch you gamers in the next one. Bye.